What's up, basketball fans? Welcome back to the Big Men on Campus podcast, the conference tournament preview edition. I'm the Big Men on Campus, your host, taking you through today's the day where we begin our conference tournament previews. Monday is the start, Monday, February 26th. We get going in conference tournament previews. It's amazing. Season already almost over, but we have plenty of money to still be made. Obviously, as we ascend into March, we got conference tournaments for the next couple weeks, and then we get into the big dance, the NIT, the CBI, the CIT. There's so much money to be made, whether you're looking at futures, game by game, all sorts of stuff, over-unders, team totals, whatever you want. Basically, today, I'm here to break down these one by one. You're going to see these throughout the next coming weeks. They're going to be posted sporadically. Basically, going to try to do them the day ahead of time. And if you look around, you can find odds for all these tournaments. There are certain books that will post odds for everyone. Obviously you're going to have odds for the ACC or the Big Ten, but we're going to get into every conference. I'm going to do every one, all 31. I'm going to give a pick to win every one. We're going to see how we do here. Many know my extensive basketball knowledge. We're going to start today with the Atlantic Sun, one of my favorite conferences, actually. Not a conference you can bet game by game in conference play, but the time has come now where they unleash everybody and let us bet on them. And the ASUN is a conference that I know a good amount about. I've watched all these teams. I kind of know what the writing on the wall is with these teams. And, you really start with the Atlantic Sun, and you start with the team that's really kind of, resurrected this very small conference or got it on the map, really, and that's Florida Gulf Coast, Dunk City. We remember the run they went on a couple years ago, beating Georgetown and doing their thing in March Madness. And, it really hasn't stopped. I mean, this team has continued to play very well over the years. And, it really just starts up at the top. You look at, kind of what Joe Dooley has been able to do there, consistently bringing in good players. And it starts with Brandon Goodwin. Brandon Goodwin, an interesting player. He started his career at UCF. Throughout his life, he's had behavioral issues. He was expelled. He had trouble in school, but he's really kind of found a new way, and he's found basketball, and he's changed considerably. He's become a great player. One of the kids around the country that you probably haven't heard of. Probably has NBA talent, 18, 6, and 5 per game. He's really just been fantastic. And this FGCU team has been very good all year. You look at offensively, they've been fantastic, 80 points a game, very good rebounding club. Plus, they're actually, for this conference standard, this is not a good defensive conference, it never has been. But for their standard, they've actually been pretty good defensively. You look at overall, I believe 124th in the country in defensive points allowed per game, only about 70 a game, which, again, with the rigorous out-of-conference schedule they play, that's pretty good. I mean, you look at who they played in the out-of-conference. Middle Tennessee, twice. UT Arlington, Wichita, Rhode Island, played some teams out of the Missouri Valley, Illinois State. They went to Siena and played that group. Went to Bowling Green and played that group out of the MAC. You played Florida Atlantic. You played a lot of teams kind of out of their realm and, performed very well, very honorable. Beat Illinois State. We're right there with Wichita. They were leading that game, I believe, at halftime. They beat UT Arlington. It's been a nice season for this team, and they're the glowing favorite. I mean, they have really talent up and down the lineup. Mentioned Goodwin, Christian Terrell, Zach Johnson, Ricky Doyle, Michigan transfer, who's found a home down with the Eagles. He's been a nice little piece off the bench. He's going to give you, some rebounding acumen, some cleanup around the basket. This has just been a really nice team. And Travius Simmons, Rayshawn Scott, Denaro Mercius. I mean, just a really interesting team and a team that, I got to like. They have a kid named Denaro on their team, Dinero. He was asked, his mother was asked why she named him Denaro, and she said, from birth, he's been money, whatever that means. And he's been money from the three-point line, 42% this season. So for me, my pick to win, clear favorite. I've seen odds for them around minus 150. I think that's a bit of a bargain. This conference is not particularly good this year. There's probably one or two teams that could maybe challenge, but I just don't see it. Something to know about this tournament as it gets going tomorrow. It's very high tempo, very high paced. Not a lot of defense is played in this conference. Good defensive teams in this conference are going to give up 70 points a game. You have actually you have two teams in this conference that are actually bottom 5 in the country in scoring defense. South Carolina Upstate, couple facts here. South Carolina Upstate is second worst in the country in opponent field goal percentage. That group is giving up 51.6% shooting. You also look at a team like North Florida, a team that if you like overs, North Florida is a way to look. Very high tempo. They have a great guard in Garrett Sams, a guy that can push the ball. This team plays with a lot of tenacity. They're actually also a team in the bottom 5 in scoring defense. North Florida scores. They give a ton of points up as well. And, 5 teams in the top 100 in possessions per game. So they're going to go quick, very transition reliant. And, that's something to keep in mind. Overs are a good play generally in this conference tournament. You might ask yourself, is there a team that can knock off Florida Gulf Coast? I don't think. I think the only team that I'd consider would be Lipscomb. This Lipscomb team is, really kind of been relevant due to the fact that they're just really good offensively. They have a kid named Garrison Matthews. He's a kid that really lit up the state of Tennessee. Casey Alexander saw it, recruited him to come to Lipscomb. Casey Alexander is a really good coach. He's a guy that's been around. He was at he was with Rick Bird's staff down at Belmont. He's come over and really this team, they're pretty impressive last year. The problem that they have is on defense. And like we've said time and time again in this conference, defense is a problem for a lot of these teams. Lipscomb plays fast. Transition's a problem. They're giving up 79 points a game, and that's one of the reasons for me. I just don't see anyone dethroning Florida Gulf Coast because there's no one as good as them defensively. And I don't think there's anyone that can really match their pedigree. Sams is a good player, though. I mean, this is a kid. He drops 21 points a game. He's the leading scorer in this conference. Or not Sams, Matthews. I'm sorry, Garrison Matthews. He drops 21 points a game. They're a team that, you probably want to look out for. Would I wager on them? No. Honestly, I wouldn't. I think this is a one-team race. And I think this is going to go pretty much to plan. But game to game, Lipscomb is a team to look out for, especially in their first game. You look at them, they're playing Stetson in their first matchup. And, Stetson's an interesting team just to watch because they have 2 guards in Devon Miles and Angel Rivera that are really good. I mean, they're really good. They don't turn the ball over. 2 of the best. I believe they are 1-2 in this conference in assist to turnover ratio. They're going to take care of the basketball, and they're pretty efficient. This Stetson team in that first game against Lipscomb, this should be a fun game. Both these teams can score the basketball. Neither really defend at a high level. And you look at in both games this year, 85-82, 82-73. I think you'll see a total probably in the mid-150s. It's probably something I'm going to look over because what you're going to have here is this is why conference tournaments are great for overs. You're going to have teams just give it their all at the end of games. They're going to foul a ton late. If they're down 12, they're fouling with 20 seconds left. They don't want the season to end. It's a one and done kind of thing here. That's what's great about March Madness. And that's why for me, in a conference like the Atlantic Sun, over. So for me, very simple. Florida Atlantic, or not Florida Atlantic, Florida Gulf Coast. There's so many Florida schools, you get them confused. For me, the favorite, I'm going to go with them here to win this conference. And I got a feeling we're going to start off 1-0 in conference tournament previews. I'm going to follow my progress here, see how many winners I can pick out of all 31. We'll start with Florida Gulf Coast, your winner in the Atlantic Sun. Everyone have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the preview today. Hopefully you check back for all my previews. Like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. You don't miss any of my shows. And follow all these as I put them out. Everyone have a great day. Bye-bye.